Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Tonya Carter and I am a divorce coach. And so my goal is to help people. I do specialize in women, but I mean, if you're a guy and you're listening, trust me, this can help you too. But my goal is to really, help women thrive to become the best version of themselves post-divorce. And so I wanted to talk about the myths of getting through a divorce. One thing about going through something as traumatic like a divorce is that divorce is very equivalent to a death. And if you don't, go through it properly, then chances are it can cause a lot of emotional pain. It could cause you to make some really off the wall decisions. It can cause you to make some terrible financial decisions, relationship decisions, just decisions that wouldn't be vital to your well-being. And so I just wanted to talk about 4 different myths that even I heard when I was first initially going through my divorce. And I want to bring them up to your attention because I don't want you to pay attention to these. Okay. I want you, if you're going through it, I want you to listen to these 4 different myths because, it's important that when you go through this, you want to do it right. And what that means is that you want to do it with intention. All right. The first thing you want to do is understand that time does not heal all wounds. All right. You hear people say, give it time, just give it time, give it time. Now, am I saying that time does nothing? That's not true. Time does do a lot, but it's time plus action equals the healing of the wound. Okay. And that's very important because many of us just sit on things a lot. We're just waiting for time to pass by, believing that, okay, in 4 months, we're going to be healthy, we're going to be whole, and everything's going to work out great. Not without action, it won't. All right. And so I want you to think of your healing like a wound. All right. Like a physical wound, actually. And so when we get physically hurt, we apply something to that wound because we want the wound to heal. It might leave a scar, but we know deeply down in that wound that it's healed. There's no more pain. And so that's how you have to be when you go through your divorce, meaning that you're going to have to apply what's necessary for you to heal the wound. When it comes to things like forgiveness, things about seeing this thing in a different perspective, learning how to forgive yourself and giving yourself grace, realizing that there really is life after. OK, so don't believe that just time heals all wounds. Time without action means nothing. It's just nothing but hours, minutes and seconds on the clock. But time with action will give you the results that you need. Now, am I here to tell you how long it will take? I can never tell a person how long it's going to take. Now, there are stats out there. I believe it says based on let's say if you've been married 15 years, and I think 1 year for every 5 years will help you with your healing. But I mean, I'm not sure if we really know that. OK, but what I will say is that, when you do the work, OK, when you do the work, I promise you that you will heal. Don't worry about if somebody else tells you it's going to take you 3 months. It may take you longer than that, but it doesn't matter. The point is that you just need to do what's necessary for you to properly heal so that you can honestly move forward. The next myth is when you always hear the best way to get over him is to get over somebody else. That got on my nerves. And the crazy part is that we actually think that works. And I'm going to tell you something. I am a living witness that it doesn't. When I first got my divorce, or even when I first got separated, I thought, as long as I talked to someone, it would, take away what I was going through. This next person is going to be the one for me. Child, he ended up, saying that, hey, I don't want to rock with you anymore. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. And, it's crazy because it put me in a deeper state of depression when I did that. OK, because a lot of the time we think that, somebody else is going to be the solution to our problem or our issue. All right. And many of us do this. I see it all the time. I see people who aren't even divorced yet and they're already jumping into another relationship or even getting married. And so when you look at the divorce rate, right, the first time marriage is about 50%. The second is about maybe 60 something. And the third is like 70 something percent. And so I'm saying to myself, if you learned the first time, right, you would think the second time would be it for you. But apparently in the stats wouldn't be as high. And so a lot of that has to do with the fact that we don't allow ourselves to truly heal properly. We don't really deal with the most important person in our lives, and that's ourselves. And in order for us to really be in a successful relationship, we must understand that, they're not the fix. Okay. They're not going to be our rescue. We have to be our own rescue. And what that means is that it's important to take a break in between, the fact that you're going through a divorce and just work on you. Even if you did say, Tonya, I don't want to be with this person anymore. If you really want to be honest, it has nothing to do with them. It has everything to do with you, because divorce can leave a lot of emotional scars. It can leave a lot of emotional baggage that you probably aren't even aware that you have, because you thought because you walked away that walking away was the actual solution, when that's only about 50% of the problem. The other part is the work that you put in, the things that you do intentionally for you to actually heal. Okay. The third thing I want to say is that you're not a failure. Many people tie divorce with failure. Many people believe that, man, I didn't make this work. That means I'm not good enough and I failed. Let me tell you something. You didn't fail. It just didn't work out. All right. Here's the thing. I want you to think about all the things that you did in your life and it didn't work out and you turned out to be okay. All right. And it's important to know that, because I struggled with this a lot. That was actually one of my biggest struggles, because I'm that type of person that when I commit to something, I believe in going hard at it, and especially something like a marriage. If I'm sitting here making a covenant, we're going to stay together, and that was my mindset. And when it didn't work, I felt like I was a failure. I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't enough. And if you allow that to take power over you, and if you allow that to control you, you would never allow yourself to truly heal, because you'll always think that you're a failure. All right. And this is what I tell people. You don't fail. You either win or you learn. All right. And if you don't win and learn, that means you quit. And quitting exemplifies failure. And if you're still in the game of getting yourself better, then that means you're still winning. And so I want you to understand that you didn't fail. Always remember, it just didn't work out. The most important thing is who you're going to become after this situation and how you're going to allow it to truly affect you. All right. The last thing I wanted to talk about is that whole be strong. Lord have mercy. When I tell y'all, that was the worst piece of advice that I got. And here's the thing, being a woman, being a black woman, you are taught to be strong. You are taught to you're strong. You'll be okay. You'll push through. And I get it. Okay. But I think that we have defined being strong wrong. We think strong means to not show emotion. We believe strong means to get over it. Okay. To mask it. To not allow ourselves to say, I'm hurting right now, and be vulnerable enough to admit that. And so I'm saying this because you could be that person now that's trying to be strong. You're that person who's trying to, who's wearing a mask because you want everybody to think that you're okay. And here it is. It's okay to not be okay. All right. It's just not okay to stay that way. That's the goal. All right. Because we all have our moments of challenges, and we all have our moments of hurt. And it's okay to grieve. All right. And it's okay to not be strong right now. It's okay. You know what? I need to cry this out. I need to deal with this. And I don't need no one telling me to be strong, because we think strong is a badge of honor. What I'm telling you, so much gets affected by you trying to be strong. You're stressed out. You're tired. You're probably, your body responds to your stress, guys. When you're sitting here, you don't have the momentum to do anything. You could easily slip into a state of depression, just because you're trying to be quote unquote strong. So allow yourself to take off the mask. Allow yourself to be vulnerable and authentic to your true self and say, you know what? I need to deal with this right now because I'm going through something. And in order for me to be my best self, I have to get through this and I have to get through this properly. And that's what builds strength, guys. Strength comes in knowing that sometimes you got to break down and rebuild. And many people don't tell us that, but I'm telling you, there's strength in being vulnerable. And when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you're able to deal with the things that are hurting you inside so that you can heal and thrive and be the best version of you. Okay. And so I just wanted to talk about those 4 myths right quick, because I know somebody who's out there and I know they're going through a divorce, and I'm going to tell you something. I know it hurts, but I'm here to tell you that you will get through it. All right. So you guys have a wonderful and amazing day, and we'll talk soon.